Well, I've thought about this video for a while now. I wasn't quite sure where to start, but I think it's best fitting if I just started at the beginning. The beginning of my time here at Grace Community Fellowship Borton Youth Group. Before deciding to come to youth group, I was in a place of brokenness, hurt, and bitterness. I had a completely crooked view of myself and of God. I saw myself as shameful and guilty and broken, someone who was unwanted, unloved, and unworthy, especially when it came to serving God. I really believed that He didn't need or want someone like me. I came from religion. I had no concept of a relationship with God, and I had no idea what that looked like. Because of that crooked view of God, I became angry, frustrated, and fed up. So I ran away from Him. I tried to find my fulfillment in this world and got caught up in the wrong crowd and fell into the lie that things like drugs, alcohol, and even boys could fulfill those desires that only God could. As much as I ran from God, I came to a place where I was exhausted by this world and wanted answers. I clung onto the smallest piece of hope in the idea of who Jesus was. But that was enough. That was enough for me to reach out and try this whole new youth group thing. So I went for it. Walking to the doors of youth group, a nervous wreck, I was immediately overwhelmed with so much love and joy. I was welcomed and greeted with lots of hi's and what's your name and I'm so glad you're here. My first thought, these people are crazy, but I liked it. I actually liked it a lot. The atmosphere was a feeling I never felt before. For the first time in a long time, I felt wanted and like I belonged. This girl, the definition of a hot mess, the same girl who felt as though she wasn't even worthy enough to raise her hands in worship to her Father, experienced the smallest glimpse of heaven, which started a radical adventure with Jesus. As I sit and reflect over the ways that God has transformed me and my heart, as well as the way that He has also so graciously, yet so fiercely flipped my entire life around, I'm in awe of how good He is. I'm in awe of His love, and I'm in awe of the way that He welcomes unworthy, broken, unqualified, dirty sinners like I once was back into His arms. Not only does He restore them, but He gives them more than they deserve. That's exactly what God did for me. Because of people within those youth group walls, I walk with a Father who calls me chosen, beautiful, worthy, loved, righteous, perfect, and I now have a purpose, a mission, and a future. Dang, God is seriously so good. Thanks to this youth group, I have found a passion for serving the broken, pouring out Christ's love, and being used to change lives the same way this youth group did for me. With that being said, I'm excited to share with you all my next steps now that I'm graduated. Come September 2nd, I will start a new adventure flying me to Gainesville, Atlanta, where I will live for 4 months while growing in the Word, having hands-on missional trainings, leadership development, and deep growth into discipleship at the World Race Base. In January, I will fly out internationally to be a missionary in foreign countries. I'm not sure where I'll be headed because our good friend coronavirus has all the airlines closed, but the unknown is all a part of this radical Jesus journey. There are a few people I would like to recognize from my time here in youth group. Firstly, Chris and Carrie Sparks. You guys are my youth leaders coming into youth group 3 years ago. I've never told either of you this, but y'all played such a huge role in opening my eyes to see God's character, His heart, and just who He was overall. God used you guys big time to really change that crooked religious view I had of God before. Not only that, y'all showed me an enormous amount of love, which to this day has impacted my life greatly. I will forever be grateful for you guys and your heart towards ministry. You inspire me, and I hope to one day be the kind of leaders y'all are. Andrew, you have been an amazing youth pastor this past year. You have allowed many opportunities for me to step up and use the gifts God has given me. You are never slow to encourage and help us as youth grow more into who we are as followers of God. It is an honor walking out of youth group with you as my leader. Miss Sharon, thank you for everything. With every single laugh and every single tear, you have been such a great discipleship mentor. You are such a great listener as well as a great resource. You are one of the fiercest prayers I've ever heard. You don't shy away from holding me accountable and standing firm on God's word. I'm so grateful for the lady and mentor that you are to me. Love you so much. Jackie and Douglas. Serving on the worship team has been such a blast. You guys are such awesome worship leaders. I admire the heart y'all have for worship. You guys have grown me in my skill, but also have played big roles in growing my heart for worship. Thank you for showing up every Wednesday night and leading the entire youth group into His presence. Chains in my life have been broken, and y'all opened up the space for exactly that to happen. Sean, Jackie, and Camille, I'm so grateful you are serving in the youth ministry. You each have played such a sweet role in my life, whether it was praying for me, encouraging me, or texting me to make sure I made it home safe. You have loved me and poured into my life, all in amazingly unique ways. Thank you for being the awesome women and men of God that you are. I love you guys, and I'm so thankful for you all. To the friends and relationship built within the youth group, doing life with you all has been an absolute blast. Between all the girls' nights, spontaneous weekend plans, Whataburger dates, random adventures, crazy after-church shenanigans, or just hanging out on Wednesday nights during youth group, I've enjoyed every single second of growing alongside y'all. I could go through a list and say things about each and every member of the youth group, but we'd be here all night, and nobody has time for that. But just believe me when I say, I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. I have made some of my bestest friends here. Community, real godly community, is so beautiful, and has been one of the biggest joys experiencing that here. As this comes to an end, I want to leave these final words for you youth. Step into who God truly is and allow Him to show you who it is that He says you are. Allow our Creator to be the only one who defines you. Know you have a purpose, calling, and amazing future ahead of you. Take hold of all the resources God has given you and use those resources to your full advantage. The leaders, the worship, the teaching, the entire youth group in whole, use it. Step into it. Fall madly in love with God and keep seeking Him with your entire being. There is seriously nothing better than the love of our Father. My heart's a bit saddened as I come to say goodbye to this sweet chapter of my life, but I'm so excited to see the way God is going to continue to grow this youth ministry. I'm excited to see all the ways God is going to use the things I've learned here in the next chapters of my life. Grace Community Fellowship Wharton Youth Group, thank you for everything. This is Kourtney with a K, signing out.